Welcome to the Cosmic Couple.
Something we should probably get out of the way first of all is the title of the podcast, which is The Cosmic Couple.
Mhm.
And I mean, people have said we're soulmates, and I mean, we've been together, and we'll get into that further, but we've been together since high school. But on our wedding day, you had an experience.
Yes, I was eerily calm, and so much so that I felt like we had done this before, that we had been married many times before in previous lives.
So like deja vu, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I would, yes, compare it. I would certainly compare it to that, but it was even felt more profound than that. Like I've had deja vus before. Somebody sort of joked, well, it's probably just because you were having dreams, because as you prepare for a wedding, there's lots of details and stuff. But I didn't really I had other type of stress dreams, so I didn't really feel like that was an accurate description, sort of suggestion. So I definitely felt like it was more profound.
Yeah. And I've never, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's overused, but the term soulmate, it's kind of, I don't know, hallmarky and,
Yeah.
kind of played out. So, and just the whole idea of the soul.
And that there's only one person for it, if you,
right.
that there's only one person, one other,
Yeah.
like soul on, during your lifetime that you're meant to be with.
Right. And yeah, so what do you mean? Are you saying that that's crazy that there's only supposed to be one other half of your soul out there? Is that, or you're saying that?
I don't really think it's half. I think it's definitely two wholes that come together to be a pair.
I like to think of it more of the energy. Energy, I can kind of wrap my head around a little more as far as like the universe and magnets and electricity and, our energies definitely draw to each other.
Yeah, definitely felt that like very early on, just a different kind of sense of calm and peace, just being around you,
Yeah.
That was recognizably different.
Yeah. And
than other people that I've encountered.
That's interesting. I mean, our another aspect of the cosmic is our zodiac signs, and I'm a Taurus,
and I'm a Leo,
and I haven't deep dived on what that means. There's some people like, oh my gosh, you can't, this so and so, they'll never work out because of their signs. But I've never really looked into it that much. Have you?
Not too much. I mean, I just know that like as a Leo, that's a fire sign.
Oh.
You're a Taurus. I'm not even really sure. But I just think of you like your energy just feels very strong. Well, like a Taurus.
Yeah.
That.
I feel like that. Like that's why you always have to say behind you when we're in the kitchen, because like a Taurus or like a bull, I'll just stand still. And then when I need to go somewhere, I'll just like, boom, I'll just move. And I do that. I bump into people all the time because of that. Because
yes,
I don't check out who's around me. I'm just standing there patiently. And all of a sudden, there's a red flag and I just move.
All of a sudden you're on the move. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're holding
as
hot
a
coffee
Leo, like I'm kind of can be on the move. And that's why I always say like behind you in the kitchen, just because, I don't want to get trampled.
Yeah.
Or spill hot coffee on you.
Right. I associate with the Taurus because I feel I'm stable. I feel grounded.
Yes.
And that goes back to the energy thing too, that Grace has this undefined ability to mess with electricity for sure. But that it expands to remotes that were, TVs, and,
Cell phones,
yeah, cell phones,
particularly.
right? And if she is a sorts in the mind,
I'm frustrated
Yeah.
by like trying to get an app to work or something. It'll make the phone do something really explosive. Not it would do something that you would never expect, and
Right.
you have more knowledge on it, and you're just like, I've never seen that happen before.
yeah,
And it was like at first you didn't really believe me.
right. I'm used to, kind of fixing things or troubleshooting. So the first couple of times I'm like, well, okay. Grace probably just forgot that the settings is under this swipe here or whatever. But it's happened so many times now that it is definitely, you can't deny it. I mean, just tonight we were talking and you said something and the lamp started flickering next to us and then it went out for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I went over to it. I'm like, it's plugged in. I jostled the cord and all that.
It's a newer lamp.
It's a new lamp. Yeah. And it just turned back on. The bulb was screwed in all the way. And then you were talking about something else and it flicked back on.
Yeah.
So now if you could harness that, then we go to the casino
Oh,
and
just
rock the machine.
I have no idea how I would even begin to do that because it's certainly nothing that I feel in control of.
No. Yeah. And it's definitely more destructive than helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the third member of our family, our son Owen, is also a Leo.
Yes.
Both they born in August, about 15 days apart. So yeah, we got two Leos.
And 30 some years apart.
Right. And two Leos and Taurus. And sometimes I feel like just standing there and these two rascals are running around on my back and jumping around. And if they, and it's not like your energies don't really collide or anything, so that's good. I don't know if that's a thing or not either. Like, which, if you have the same sign, does that mean you guys?
Well, I know definitely when he was growing up, I would see a stubbornness.
Yeah.
But because I sort of have the same, I'd say it's a quality. I don't think it's a negative thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a negative thing. So I would just like let things go if it wasn't really that big of a deal,
right.
Because, in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, he's a little Leo, just like his mama.
Yeah. And then he's got a little bit of stubborn bull in him, like his daddy.
Yeah.
And so, but you are
But he was a good kid. So he was.
It's not so much stubborn, more determined, like when he sets his mind.
Being determined. Yes.
To it, he's going to do it, which is a good quality. But I mean, you are the quintessential lioness. You are out there fighting for your cub and bringing home the meat, and you let him have first dibs.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, just gonna try and talk about. There'll be some relationship stuff, some parenting stuff. We've been together for a long time.
Over 30 years.
Yeah. And from high school sweethearts to current day parents, empty nesting just recently.
Yeah. Newly empty nested.
Yeah.
Nesting.
Yeah. So were we together 7 years before we got married?
Yes.
Okay. And then we were married for 7 years before Owen.
That's right.
So that's 14 years together. So another thing about the empty nest is it doesn't feel weird or lost or what are we supposed to do now? Or who's this lady with me?
Right. Because we were lucky enough to meet so early in life that we had a lot of time as a couple and as individuals for 14 years before we had our only child.
Yep.
So it feels great.
Yeah, it is. It's so much work. It's so much work when you really want to do it right, and take so much patience and attention giving, and because
he only gets one childhood.
Yeah,
we each only get one childhood.
Yeah,
and it was important for both of us that we focused on him so much to do the best that we can.
Yeah. Yeah. And to also not helicopter. I mean, we got to let him make his mistakes. You got to let him scuff up his knees and get a little dirt in his mouth. But so it's a balance, because now he's off on his own. And if you don't feel like you prepared him, well, that's pretty scary.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You definitely want him to feel confident, in starting his new young adulthood.
Yeah.
And deciding him now being in charge and fully deciding, managing his own life.
Yeah. And just knowing that we're right there behind him. If he needs us, just turn around, ask us a question, and then proceed, and we'll be right there.
Yeah, the parenting is, lifelong.
Yeah.
That, it doesn't, while we're saying empty nesting and that we're enjoying it, I lost my train of thought because I hit the microphone. I'm a total newbie.
That's all right. It's first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't feel right. It's not over. The empty nest doesn't mean you stop parenting.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just a different stage and a different type. Just like in the beginning, they're infants and they need a different type of care. And as they move and change and grow, each stage is different, but also gives us time to do this.
Yeah. Right. To kind of think about, put ourselves and our interests and everything kind of back up in the front seat. So,
and I think, one of the reasons when you asked me, we had a meeting about this, and you had the idea first. And for me, it really was, he's an only child, and I'm one of 4 kids. And so there's a lot of people that remember memories of growing up. Yeah. And so if we put down these memories and thoughts that we have now, and it's useful to him in the future in any way, I think it's worth doing.
Yeah, it would be, no pressure, but if future generations continue.
Yes, no pressure.
How fun would it be to hear your grandparents and such talking about how they met and such an, deep dive on them to be able to, have that archive.
Yeah. And you're an audio specialist, so it makes it really easy. We're sitting in our living room.
Yeah.
And you've got a hot cocoa, and I've got that IV hydration stuff that you got me.
Yeah.
And we're just chilling.
Yeah. So that is the plan. We're going to keep making some more episodes and really start from the beginning and just let them kind of run loose with the general timeline.
Yeah. And general topics. And we'll it's an experiment.
Yeah.
It's a project.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and everybody that's out there.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.